And welcome back, everybody, to Let's Play Sonic Origins Plus. In the last episode, we beat Knuckles' mode in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, completing his story in its entirety. In today's episode, I made a mistake at the end of that last episode. I said that this was going to be the finale. Well, funny thing about that, I had a set list of things I wanted to do for the last episode of this Let's Play, and that list ended up being a lot bigger than I thought, because it was a lot of stuff that I hadn't covered over yet. And in today's episode, I decided to break this up into 2 episodes, with this one particular thing being the entirety of this episode. So, we're going to be going over here to Sonic CD, because we've looked at most of the other ones, but Sonic CD is kind of like the one that we've looked at the least, really. Sonic CD had a bunch of stuff that was in the game, especially with the re-release in 2011, that have a lot of unlockables that we didn't even bother looking at. And it also has a bunch of extras that I kind of want to show off. So a lot of, I'm going to be showing it off, and it's going to be post-commentated, so be mindful of that. So without any further ado, let us start Sonic CD. And so now we're back into Sonic CD. We haven't been in this game in quite a while. There are a bunch of stuff in Sonic CD I hadn't really touched on, so I figured I'd make a video about this. If you come over here to the extras menu, you'll notice that we have a bunch of unlockables we haven't done yet. There's 4 major types of unlockables. And each one, how to unlock these, is determined by time attack, of all things. Yeah, we have to actually go through time attack with all the stages, as well as the special stages. The first 2 options that we unlock, well, you have to get a total time of 35 minutes or less for the first option, for the first extra to unlock. And for the second one, you have to get a grand total time of 25 minutes or less in order to get the second one in the stages, that is. So we're going to be playing through all the stages in Sonic CD through time attack. This is just a straight playthrough of going through every stage in the game, essentially. There's no time shenanigans, no nothing. You don't have to go to the past, you don't have to destroy the generators or get the time stones. We're just literally going from point A and point B. The time like goalposts, they don't even exist in time attack mode. You are literally just going from the start to finish. That's the whole point. And if you also noticed, I did something quite different. I should mention here, to do the I've already had a good time here, mainly because when I realized I was gonna do this whole thing, because I was originally gonna just show this off in the last video, and then this whole mode became a lot bigger than I wanted it to, so I decided to dedicate a whole video for it. I had already shown off time attack for the first stage, already in that video, so that's why there was a time there. And it takes your best time out of all the times that you attempt on the stage to put the accumulation on the accumulation table. Every stage that you start out with starts off with 5 minutes, so you can gradually just decrease a lot of your total time just by playing through the stages and whatnot. Getting all the unlockables really isn't that hard. I wouldn't say it's like super duper hard, but there's like some little things that help out a lot more than others. I mainly would suggest trying to get less than a minute and a half on every stage if you can try, in order to get all the stages pretty much unlocked and everything else. But yeah, that's I should also mention something weird in this is the coin discrepancy at the bottom. You notice that I have 989 coins. That's for something else in the next video that causes that. So don't mind the coins being really high. Act 3 always is the bad future version for whatever reason, so yeah, just don't mind Matt either. It's always the bad future version. And this boss is a joke. Just get behind it and just, attack it normally, and there you go. You can get through this really quickly. You can beat this in 30 seconds. Something you probably noticed too, I didn't do this in the playthrough. And this gives me another chance, and another reason why I decided to do all this is I promised that I was gonna show the US soundtrack of Sonic CD off, and because we played the whole game in the Japanese soundtrack, so I figured I'd kill two birds with one stone here, and we're listening to the US soundtrack in these time attack modes. It gives us a chance to listen to all the US versions of the songs in a playthrough, basically, because we're basically playing through the whole entirety of the game. Some of the US soundtracks are okay. I definitely prefer the Japanese soundtrack myself, but songs like this and Collision Chaos, I don't know, man. I like Collision Chaos's music in the US version. It sounds so mysterious, which doesn't fit. I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't fit the theming of this level. The theming of this level is nothing more than a bright, colorful pinball table, area. Standard Sonic stuff, but this sounds like a mysterious, eerie music to it, and I don't know. It's oddly weird, but it's oddly soothing. I like Collision Chaos US's music. It's really nice. But yeah, I figured that this playthrough would be nice to show off all the US soundtrack, because I never really got a chance to do that. So that's why we're doing it this way. I also eager-eyed viewers in the first episode of Sonic CD portion of the Sonic Origins playthrough noticed that I used the US version of the opening to the game. Yeah, I mentioned in the comment, but when I recorded that, I had realized that the soundtrack wasn't changed when I recorded that section, so I went back and I changed it and cut the splice to make it look like it was seamless. So I figured I would do you guys a favor at the end of this video. I'm going to be showing off the Japanese version of the opening, because we've already seen the US one, but we haven't seen the Japanese version of the opening. So we're going to be seeing it, and you can hear the music that accompanies it. It's really nice. I like both versions of both songs for the intro to the game. Both versions are really good, and I like it, and it's really catchy. There are some songs in the US version soundtrack that I wouldn't say that it's really good, in some instances. I think Collision Chaos's music is really nice. But, there's definitely a lot in the US soundtrack that I'm just I don't know about that one, Chief. I like the Japanese one a little bit more. But there's one thing in particular, as soon as we get past this stage, we've already listened to it once, that is undeniable. The boss music for the boss stages in the US version is very kind of iconic, because it's very creepy. Well, I don't know, just the creative liberties of the soundtracks in the US and the Japanese soundtrack, you can definitely tell there was different minds behind the music choices, because whereas the Japanese soundtrack most of the time feels upbeat and happy and everything else, the victory theme here in the US is okay. I like it. It's very triumphant. But a lot of the themes in the US soundtrack, I don't know, they have a very dark undertone to them. I noticed that very more heavier undertone to them. I don't know, man. I am showing off the best times I got. I'm not wasting any times with resets and stuff like that. We are looking at the best times of each one. Anyways, we're fighting the worst boss in the game, in my opinion. Now you can hear, I'll let you guys listen to the boss music. Yeah. This boss music is so creepy, dude. The US soundtrack for the boss theme is very creepy, and it goes in tandem with something else we're going to be looking at later in the video. But yeah, that it's very, very creepy. And I'll tell you one thing, when I played this for the first time when I was a kid, I didn't like fighting the bosses. The music always scared me. But there we go. Now we're going from Collision Chaos to Tidal Tempest, which Tidal Tempest is my favorite stage in Sonic CD. But man, the US version, I can't, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what to think of this. Whereas the Japanese version of the soundtrack, it sounds so nice and somber. It's like literally like the definition of a cozy song. I really like the Tidal Tempest music so much in this game. But the US version, it sounds jazzy. I there's nothing wrong with it, but it just doesn't feel, I don't know, maybe it's just because I listen to the Japanese one a lot more than this, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Tidal Tempest US. It sounds so out of place and sound like it sounds like jazzy, and you hear the lyrics in the background going, yeah, yeah, yeah. Na 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 na. You hear the vocals in the background. I don't know, man. I really don't know how to feel about this soundtrack for Tidal Tempest. It's okay for the most part, but it's just, I don't know. Compared to the Japanese one, this is kind of a step back in my opinion. I know some people like the US soundtrack more than the Japanese version. I'm just stating my opinion. If you like it more, that's good. I really like that you like this. It's just, I'm just giving my opinions. It's has nothing to, it's not final what I say. That's what I'm trying to say is, I know there's a big old spark debate on which soundtrack sounds better. Now, Tidal Tempest 2, I forgot to mention that Tidal Tempest for the stage in particular, especially with Act 1, you kind of, for the time attack, it'd be best to try to hug the top part of the level, because for the most part, that's where like your long stretches of land are, and you can get through the stage a lot quicker. Whereas Tidal Tempest 2, we do kind of have to go through the water a little bit and kind of go through the labyrinthian portion of this level a little bit more. You can't just like hug to the top the whole entire time. You can come up here and bounce up here, but there's nothing up here to keep continuing going forward. You kind of do have to play the game the way the game wants you to go in some aspects. I don't know, maybe if I listened to this song a little bit more, I probably like this one. I do think that it's kind of the lyrics added to this song do kind of give it more character in a way. I like the ladies go la da 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 in the soundtrack. It does sound kind of cool and kind of funny. In some ways, it really kind of defines what Sonic was in the 90s, like the music was. So maybe I'm thinking like a little bit too harshly compared to the other one. This is just my favorite stage, man. I kind of get a little bit passionate about Tidal Tempest. It's my favorite stage in the game. So yeah, we got through Act 2 of Tidal Tempest Zone. I had already made a record right there, 142, and I shaved off 20 seconds that time. But now, we're going to go into Act 3 and try to knock off that 5-minute time limit. And here's the bad future of Tidal Tempest. Unfortunately, the one thing about me doing it this way about the soundtrack, while we are listening to the stages for the most part, we don't get to hear the, we don't really get to hear the past, future version of all these stages. Like, we don't really get to listen to that. The only one we do get to listen to is Act 3, which is pretty much the bad future version. But we never listen to the past version of these songs, unfortunately. But, what can you do? Most people that I know of, when they think about stages and stuff like that in Sonic CD, they mostly think of the soundtrack. They're talking about just the regular stages, present-day stages. They're not talking about the future or past, because unless it's Stardust Speedway. Stardust Speedway, Bad Futures always come in contention, but that's just because that's Metal Sonic's theme song. But anyways, yeah, this is another one of those stages. I really hate this music. When I was a kid, I hated this music. It was so creepy. But there we go. We defeated Eggman and his air bubble machine. I don't know how he thought that was gonna work. Do 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 ba 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 da 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 da. I do have to say the victory jingle in the US soundtrack is pretty good. I like that one. It's very catchy. I do like the options music here. It's very, you know, like I said, I think the US soundtrack is a lot more heavier than the Japanese one. You can definitely hear, like, guitars. You can hear synths. Well, no, not synths, but you can hear guitars and heavier music that way. Quartz Quadrant as a whole mood whiplash, dude. This music is very rockin'. I mean, it fits the stage. It really does. It's a mining facility. It makes sense that this music would be it would go hard. But, you know, it's like, I'm so used to Quartz Quadrant Japanese, because like I said, I really just listen to the Japanese soundtrack, and I don't get to listen to the US very often. So when I hear Quartz Quadrant, after a while, I have this vision on what Quartz Quadrant sounds like, and then I get introduced to this stage with the music. I'm like, oh crap, I like this one, because it makes sense. Honestly, Quartz Quadrant US, I find this one fits a lot better than the Japanese one. I like this stage music. It's really cool. Too bad we're not in the stage for very long. Yeah, we just now get into the lyrics of it. The ladies go, la, yeah, in the background. Too bad like I said, too bad we're not in this stage for very long. It's like most of these, like Quartz Quadrant, it goes by really fast. But yeah, I really like this music in Quartz Quadrant Zone. I think the US version nailed it for what it was trying to do. So now we're gonna go down to Quartz Quadrant. You might hear some different like musics or like it sounds like something like there's music gone here. This is me splicing footage, so that's why I'm doing it this way. Is because I don't know. I stepped away from the console at this point, and I was trying to get over there, and I had to cut a bunch of stuff out. But anyways, Quartz Quadrant 2. This one I would really suggest for both Quartz Quadrant 1 and 2 for this time attack. I would really suggest trying to hug the bottom of the stage, because that's where most of your like long pathways are. Like long pathways of nothing to just keep running. And it's like straightaways. There's no obstacles in the way. Too many obstacles in the way to give you issues, and you can kind of like fly through the stage pretty quickly. That's pretty much that. Quartz Quadrant is kind of a their stage. I don't know how I feel about Quartz Quadrant, because as a stage, it's really easy to get through, and for being the 4th stage in the game, that's kind of sad when you really think about it. Yeah, see, we're already gotten to the end of Quartz Quadrant. Again, we get here before the lyrics of the song even start. Like less than a minute. Quartz Quadrant both stages can be beaten in less than a minute pretty quickly. Now, granted, I'm doing not doing the best. There's obviously a lot of things I can do to cut my time off a little bit to improve it. But I'm just doing kind of a casual playthrough to do all these unlockables. Honestly, it doesn't require a lot of super duper work to unlock everything in Sonic CD. I think most of these like extras, if I remember correctly, I think most of these extras were added in the 2011 release of Sonic CD, but I can't remember. I can't remember what was unlocked and what wasn't. Anyways, this boss is just a waiting game at this point. You just have to kind of wait until he does, like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 of these drops. I would really suggest, like, keep hugging Eggman as far as you can to make the ball drop faster, if that makes any sense. Like if you're all the way on the left side of the screen here, the arm has to go all the way over to the left side of the screen to drop the ball. So if you go as far right as you possibly can and avoid the ball here, there you go. It goes by a lot faster, and it causes the runtime to be a lot shorter. But yeah, most of the time this is just a waiting game, so you're just waiting for Eggman to destroy his own mech. There we go. I don't know if that's like the most perfect time, because it takes me a little bit to even get to the boss stage. It's so weird how Sonic CD has a third act, but the third act is literally just a boss, a little bit of stage, and then the boss. Not even like a full stage. It's like like 10 seconds worth of stage. All right, wacky workbench. I do like Wacky Workbench's music in the US. This sounds like... I don't know if any of you guys ever seen this movie. It was one of my favorite movies growing up. This sounds exactly like it would come from the soundtrack of Oliver and Company. It was that was a movie back when I was a kid. I loved it to death. I don't know. I get that vibe whenever, like, a New York, like, vibe to this. I don't know. I like Wacky Workbench's US theme. It's really nice. I like it. The US soundtrack has a lot of good tracks to it. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm just so used to, like I mentioned before, I'm just used to playing the Japanese soundtrack, because, I don't know. I just like that one. I liked it a lot better, but now that I've listened to most of this, I'm like, maybe I was a little bit too hard on the US soundtrack. I don't know. Wacky Workbench music's really good. I like it. One thing I will say is, for this stage, if you're wanting to get a good time, I can't really give you good advice, because my advice would be stick to the ground as best you can, even though I know in some instances it can't really make you do that because of bouncy floor. But try to stick to the bottom of the stage as much as you can. If you can do that, you can get through the stage pretty quickly. I think that's probably like the best advice I can give you, is like try to stick to the bottom of the stages on both acts of Wacky Workbench, because I think it's like most stages in Sonic is like, because most of Sonic CD's levels is vertical based. It's not horizontal based, like it's mostly vertical. But you know, for most of the stage, I think the best advice I can give you for Wacky Workbench, if you can help it, is to just try to stick to the bottom as best you can. Try to avoid using the bouncy floor if you can, because I know that's easier said than done, but I don't know, man. I really like this music. This music's so jammin'. I really like that movie too, now thinking about it. I kind of want to watch it again. I don't know how I did that. I did a spin dash, a drop dash right off the bouncy floor. Maybe the bouncy floor wasn't active at the time. I'm trying to launch myself over to the other turnpike there, but it's not working out as best I can. Doing. We got a little Wacky Workbench and their bouncy floors. I'm gonna try to go up here, trying to see if there's a way you can go a little bit without avoiding all the crap on the bottom there. Avoid that. Keep going this way. Try to avoid the blue flame. And surprise spiders. Out the turbine. There we go. Okay. But like I said, the rule I would really suggest, if you're above like 2 minutes on stage, I would probably suggest restart. If you're trying to unlock all the stuff in the from a time attack, I would really try to keep, a goal would be to try to keep everything under 2 minutes if you can help it. 142. Now we're going to Wacky Workbench, Act 3. I know I didn't have to show all this. I could just unlock everything and show you what happens after this, but this gives me an excuse to let you listen to the awesome US soundtrack, because we didn't get to listen to it last time. Anyways, Bad Future of Wacky Workbench. I like the music in this one, too. Wacky Workbench's music is really good here. I'm sitting here jamming to it. I'm just listening to it. I'm so glad that I'm showing this off, because, man, I'm appreciating a lot more than I thought I was going to. I'm still up in the air how I feel about Tidal Tempest, to be perfectly honest, though. And that's mostly because I have rose-tinted glasses for the original song. Anyways, we're fighting the boss, if you couldn't tell by the creepy music. Do the same thing as we do. You just wait until Eggman causes debris to fall down and jump on the debris, and when it bounces up because of the floor, that's your chance to strike. We get up to the next floor here. Boink. This is, I think, the last round of this fight. Just watch the stalactites. Try not to fall down. If you fall down, might as well reset at that point. There we go. I'm doing the move my hips left and right and dance in my machine as it blows up. There we go. Less than a minute 30. Do 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 ba 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 do 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 do. Like I said, this is grown on me. I like the music for the jingle here. Do 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 do. Stardust Speedway. Okay, we're gonna be listening to the US soundtrack of Stardust Speedway. Do, 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 bum, bum, bum. I should mention though, this level's gonna be over in a flash. Quite literally, this level is really quick. If you know what you're doing and hit these signs as quickly as you can get through the stage in less than a minute. And that's kind of what I do here, actually. Grab these speed up shoes, and that makes things a lot better. And just keep running. Avoiding the enemies. Hitting those blue background, foreground stuff. And there we go. See, like less than 30 seconds almost. Well, I say that. There we go. 43 seconds. I told you, this level's like over in a flash. Same goes for Act 2, if I remember correctly. But Stardust Speedway, if you know what you're doing, you can get through the level pretty quickly. Man, I shaved off like over 3 minutes in that one. I like how calm music for Stardust Speedway is here in the US. I will say, though, I still prefer the Japanese version, but that's just because that theme is kind of iconic. Let's be honest with ourselves. That theme is really kind of iconic. So, it's kind of a hard act to follow. But I will admit that this theme for Stardust Speedway is pretty good, though. It actually kind of feels like, I don't know, it feels calm. It feels like, you know, Rush music. Like you're rushing through things. I'm trying to get through here as best as I can. Hit these little dash pads that make me go faster. And we should be heading towards the end after this, like, loop-de-loop nonsense here. Woo! There we go. Minute. Now we're finally getting to the beat of the music, and then the stage is already over. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. And now we gotta go fight Metal Sonic. We gotta go fight Metal Sonic and start a Speedway Bad Future. Like I said, this is kind of the most iconic song in the game, but it's the Japanese one that's the most iconic. The US has a really cool theme for the Bad Future, but it has nothing against the Japanese version. I hate to be that way, but it doesn't really hold a candle to it. I'm trying to rev up and get ready for my race here. I'm at the starting line. Here I go. And I automatically get hit with spikes. I'm trying to abuse the drop dash as much as I can. I will say though, and I mentioned this in the last Let's Play, or the last time we were here. Man, drop dash really helps in this playthrough, in this race with Metal Sonic, because having drop dash, my gosh, you don't realize how good you have it until you have drop dash. I didn't realize how good of an ability this would be, and when it was first shown off in Sonic Mania. But man, I can't imagine not having drop dash as part of Sonic's arsenal anymore. I barely won that, by the way. Sorry, I'm just jamming the music. I'm gonna be doing that a lot in this episode. Oh, God, Sonic CD has such good soundtracks, dude. I know that's, you know, the whole point. CDs in the name. Well, that's not the reason why it has CD in the name. The CD, it stands for Sega CD. It's a game that came on the Sega CD. And it was on a CD. Anyways, Metallic Madness. I need to talk about this stage. There's a couple things. Metallic Madness is by far the hardest stage in the game, obviously. Namely, trying to get through the stage as quickly as possible is really difficult. I had to restart the stage quite a few times. Act 1 was fine. It's Act 2 I've had to do some practice. But I found a trick to get through Act 2 really quick. Normally, when like for Act 1, I would really suggest, this is my biggest advice for if you're trying to do this in Metallic Madness, stick to the top path. The top path is the fastest path. Try to keep a top path as much as you can, because that's how you're going to get through the stage pretty quickly. But, yeah, right here at the goal already. See, like, taking the top path really did help. Got less than a minute. That's actually pretty good. But, yeah, top path is the way to go in Metallic Madness, at least in Act 1. Act 2, oh boy. Okay, I gotta talk about Act 2. Act 2 is a really long stage. You know, you got all that stuff where you go through it, you got all the death, like, the robots you have to step on to make the legs move, and then you get turned into Chibi Sonic through that labyrinth section. Normal playthroughs of Metallic Madness Zone 2 is like 3 minutes. That's a lot. We're gonna shave that off by, like, I'd say about down to 1 minute. But here's the path I go. Okay, so we're going to go up as much as we can. Don't go through that path there. You want to go on this this turn pipe here, like turn wheel here, and kind of jump up here. And then once you get here, jump up to this platform right here and jump up here. Get to this checkpoint. All right. So, from here, we're going to do Super Peel-Out right here and jump up to the top of the stage. And we're going to cut through all this crap. And keep going this long pathway until you jump right here and land here. And then you want to keep jumping all the way to the bottom of up here. Now, here's step 2 of this stage. Okay, if you remember, these things, whenever it hits the top, it launches Sonic upwards like that, right? So what we're wanting to do is we're going to get on these little pistons here, and we're going to do a super peel out and release the super peel out right as we are jumped. That'll cause us to, go all the way up there and skip the rest of the stage. And that's how you cut down Metallic Madness Zone 2, a stage that takes you about 3 minutes to get through, and bring it down to a minute. You cut 2 minutes off your time there. But that's how you do it. Yeah, that's like the most craziest time save I can really think of to help you with this. But we have one more thing to do. We gotta go through the final boss of Metallic Madness Zone 3. And we gotta make sure that we don't die on our way up there. That's like the biggest thing. I would suggest for this stage, hit this thing, go up the middle path right here. Drop down and avoid the saw blades if you can. And we're going to jump right here to launch ourselves this way as much as you can. Try to avoid the spinny thing. Come up here. There we go. Now we're on to the final boss segments, I should say, because phase 1's just a bunch of fireflies. We come in here, and there's the 2 fireflies we have to fight. Let's come over here real quick. Destroy them. I tried to hit them all at once, but it didn't work out as much as I can. I don't like these fireflies. And now, we're going on to the final boss. And then we gotta wait for him to show up, because Eggman takes forever. And I would really suggest, at least for the first hit, because it's really hard to hit him, just take your damage and use your invincibility frames to hit him. That's what I would really suggest, because that saves a lot of time. And you just gotta wait until he does his crap. I don't like this boss, if you couldn't tell. I just abuse the invincibility frames for this, because it just, I don't know, man. I don't like dealing with it. Invincibility frames for the win, man. Make sure you pick up a ring before you do that, though, because there's only a certain number of times you could do that. I don't know what hit me, but I think the propeller just came down just at the right moment. Alright, you got one more, buddy. Do your pogo stick. That's not your pogo stick. I want you to do your pogo stick, buddy. Come on, Eggman. I know you have it have your inner Tigger in you. It'd be like, all I could do is bounce. There we go. There we go. We destroyed him. Less than 2 minutes, thankfully. That goes by my rule. And with that, we have cleared all the stages of Sonic CD. And I think we have, 24-23. So we're less than 25 minutes. So, by doing that, we have unlocked almost everything. Once you've cleared out all the stages in that, you've unlocked, if you go down, you unlock the special stages. You have to do this again with the special stages. To get the last 2 unlocks, you have to do the special stages. And for the first unlock, the third unlock of the extras menu, you have to beat all the special stages in a grand total of, I think it's 5 minutes? I think it's a grand total of 5 minutes. You have to beat it in less than 5 minutes for all the special stages. And to get the last unlockable in the game, you have to beat all the special stages in a grand total of less than 4 minutes. So that's pretty much that. It's really a lot more simpler than going through the stage. I will say, going through the special stages is a lot better than doing the time trials, because we don't have to worry about the stupid water. The stupid water doesn't affect the time at all. Like, there's no timer that's, like, counting down and whatnot. You can be in the water all you want, and you don't have to worry about it. Granted, the water does kind of slow you down. You don't really want to be in the water, but you're not going to get, like, super-duper penalized for being in the water. So, yeah. See, look, we don't have to worry about it. But there you go. That's stage 2. We got to go through all 7 of these stages here. We actually get to hear the special stage music for the US version. I like the backdrop of this one. The special stage music's kind of like, sounds like a menu music. I'm gonna be completely honest. The special stage US sounds like menu music. It doesn't sound like a special stage. Whereas the Japanese one really does sound like a special stage. It goes. This one's just like it's like cool and vibe and everything else, which you know, for a menu theme, that's good. I'd rather menu themes be like cool and vibe and everything else. But I'm doing a high intense, high octane speed special stage. I'd rather that be more energized than calm and collected. But yeah, that's pretty much that. We just got to go through special stage 4 now. I do like that they give you an option to do all these special stages as part of the time attack. I do like that. Man, I really like the background in this special stage. But yeah, one thing I am happy about when you're trying to do these, you don't have to sit here and micromanage your time for, you know, trying to beat this as quickly as possible while having to keep a timer on bay to make sure you don't get kicked out of the special stage, because if I had to micromanage that much stuff, that would be annoying. What I would suggest, if I can make a suggestion for these special stages in order to hit the threshold you need to unlock the rest of the stuff in the extras menu, try to keep your time, if you can help it, try to keep your time less than 30 seconds. Try to keep it in that range. If you can help it, that is. Special Stage 5 can go screw itself. You are by far one of the worst special stages in Sonic CD. I'd actually deem you the worst special stage in Sonic CD. Mainly because, I don't know, dude, like, the UFOs kind of have a mind of their own. I had to reset the stage like 50 bazillion times, but I always remember that this stage always gives me trouble. Even when I'm playing normally and stuff like that, this special stage always gives me issues. So, yeah. This run that you're seeing right here, like, yeah, it looks like I'm doing really good, but that's after me doing the stage like 30 times. One thing I have to mention is, even though the water isn't, like, your time isn't really affected, you can still hear the counting down music. And if you're less than 30 seconds in-game, in the in-game time, you know how that UFO spawns in the middle to give you more time? It still spawns. I don't know why, but you don't have to worry about the timer, so I guess they're just like, we'll just keep them in here. Oh, psychedelic special stage, I don't like you. For this one, I always try to get this one first, because that one's like always right there in perfect angle to jump at. Thank God I don't have to worry about water, man. But yeah, I practice these special stages quite a bit, because, man, these UFOs, I always said always praised Sonic CD for the special stages. I always thought these special stages were cool growing up, but as I get older, I realize how annoying these special stages are, really. Compared to, like, the other ones, like your half pipes and your blue spheres and your movement mazes from Sonic 1. But, I mean, it's kind of a cool special stage, but anyways, this is the last special stage, and hopefully will be less than 25 minutes grand total time. Less than 25 minutes. I meant less than 4 minutes. Less than 25 minutes was for the regular stages, my bad. Yeah, we want to have a grand total less than 4 minutes to unlock basically all the rest of the unlockables, for the last 2 unlockables on the extra menu. The first 2 are relegated to time attack in the regular stages, and the last 2 are relegated to the special stages time attack. There we go. We pretty much cleared out all the special stages in like less than 35. Well, minus special stage 5. I got it to 3 minutes, 24 seconds. That's pretty good. Like I said, try to keep your times less than 35 seconds if you can help it. Anyways, we're going to the extras menu. I'm showing you what we unlocked here. This is the DA garden. Probably wonder what this is. It looks weird. Tails is flying around in the tornado, and you got Little Planet just flying around. You can move Little Planet. You got Flickies flying around. This is some weird, like, thing you can interact with. It's a sound test. It's kind of a little sound test. It's not the sound test, but it's a little sound test that has fun visuals you can interact with. I don't know what DA. I think it means dual audio. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, like, there you go. You can, like, interact with a lot of stuff in this, and it's pretty neat. That's all it is. It's kind of just a little sound test with a cool visual you can interact with. That's all it is. There's nothing to this other than that. You got UFOs from special stages right there. I didn't think I'd see that again. But yeah, I just wanted to show this off. That's what the first unlock was, and to unlock this, you have to get a grand total of 35 minutes or less in your regular stages on the time attack. That's how you unlock this mode here. Yeah! We're hearing Tidal Tempest music again. Final Fever. Little Planet. Game over. Zone clear. Boss. Invincible. Speed up. Title. The title theme is Sonic Boom, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's DA Garden. The second one is called Visual Mode. This is basically that unlocks all the movies in the game. You have your regular opening. You have the good ending. You have the bad ending. I'm going to show off the bad ending because we never actually got this. And it just shows the credits again. I'm not going to show the credits, but that's pretty much it. This pencil test is just the opening in sketchbook form. That's all this is. It doesn't even have sound added to it, but you can see like the stencils and stuff like that. Like the design from everything else from the pencil test as they put it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The bad ending, the only thing different from the bad ending is it shows Eggman flying away with the time stone, and Sonic throws a rock at him. That's it. That's all the difference is between the good and bad ending. And now we're into the sound test. Okay, sound test is unlocked with less than total 5 minutes of on the special stages, the special stage time attack. And it just allows you to listen to music that's in the game, even the sound effects. And the last one to get less than 4 minutes on special stages and time attack is stage select, which is just you play through the levels by selecting the stage. A is, I think, is just, if I remember correctly, A is just the present, and B's like past, and C's future. I think that's how it goes. I think I showed off here. Yeah, A is like present. B is the past, and I think C is the future, and D is like the good future. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, B is the past. That's pretty much it. C is the future, and then D is the good present, or good past, whatever it is. Whenever you destroy the generator, and there's no enemies on the screen. I think that's it. I think that's what the letters mean. Do I actually show it off? I can't remember what past Matthew did. Let's see C, I guess. C is the... Oh, no, this is the good future. C is good future. That's right. So this is after you destroyed the generator in the past. That's pretty much... That's what the C's mean in the stage select. And I think D is the future. I think I just got those mixed up. I think we're going to show off the D. We're going to show off D. There we go. Yep, it's just the future. Okay. Yeah. So that's how you select what time period you want to play as, or how what progress of everything is and whatnot. And that's pretty much it. Now, we're going to get on the good stuff. Now that we've unlocked all the stuff in the extras menu, I'm going to show you some secrets. We're going to go to the extras, and you're going to go down to sound test. You put in these codes in the sound test that you see here. And you do this, and you unlock some kind of like secrets. You have to do is put in the number, and then hit the A button. So for this one, you want to put in 12 for the PCM number and 25 for DA. And you get the most infamous screen to Sonic CD. The one, this creepy looking thing. This is Majin Sonic. This weird abomination of Sonic the Hedgehog. What that says on there, I think it says it's fun is infinite. And underneath the sign says Majin. Which, this was a creepypasta back in the day because nobody understood what this meant. But yeah, this is a kind of weird little secret. But once you back out of that, it takes you back to the menu, and you have to go back into sound test again to put another code in. There's a lot of cool like little secrets in the sound test you can do. Okay, for the second one here, we're going to put in 7 and 7 for both numbers. Welcome to the secret special stage. With Eggman's face. Yep. So, you unlock a secret special stage by putting in 7-7 on the sound test. And you can play another special stage that just has Eggman in the background overlooking Sonic's like, I see you down there, Sonic. And you just have to play through it. Now, this special stage is basically like the regular ones. You have to keep mind of your time. Hitting water decreases your time. So, you just want to be mindful of that. Just play the special stage like you normally do. And once you do, you defeat it, you get nothing. It's literally just there to play it. It's a secret 8th special stage, but you get nothing. No time stone, no emerald, no nothing. Eggman's just like, ha, you thought that you were going to get something from me. No, you just found my secret special stage. Anyways, for this next secret, we want to put in 3 and 1. I think I said 1. And you unlock this picture. It's as fast as DJ MC Sonic. There's Metal and Sonic doing a rap battle with the Can I Kick It with Eggman as a DJ back in. Come in, bad boys. KH. It's just cool artwork that they did for Sonic CD. A lot of these like Easter eggs that we're putting in here is like cool, like little extra artwork that they made when they made the game and everything else. I think that was pretty cool. All right, for our next secret, we're going to put in, as soon as past Matthew gets his button gear here, I'm going to put in 11 and 9. And you get this cute little chibi Sonic. Well, it's not really chibi. Is that chibi Sonic from the game? I wonder. But you just get the, I think it just says Kawaii Sonic. I think that's what this is called. Which literally just translates to cute Sonic. And Sonic does look cute here. He's, big ol' eyes, big ol' smile. He looks like a, stuffed toy in this picture, and it's really cute. I like this picture. But yeah, you can just unlock a lot of these cool, like, extra pictures by putting in these codes. But yeah, the most infamous one was the Majin Fun is Infinite Sonic. code, the very first one I showed you. It was accompanied by the weird boss music from the US soundtrack that made it really super duper unsettling. That picture was so unsettling when you first found out about it. You're like, what is this in my game? Like, who thought this was a good idea to put this in the game and traumatize kids who find it? I don't know why I'm sitting on the screen for so long. I think it just was admired by Sonic's cuteness here, so I don't know. Anyways, we're going to go put in this code. We're going to put in 4 and 21. And you get this weird one. This is Batman Sonic. I think that they called that because this look makes Sonic look like Batman. And it's accompanied by the boss music from the US soundtrack, which is creepy in itself. This whole picture is really creepy. Not as creepy as Fun as Infinite picture, but this is just creepy too. It's just called. I think that the wiki just called it Batman Sonic because it looks like Batman. Anyways, we're going to put in the code for 32 and 8. And you get this picture. This, I think, was a predate for Mirage Saloon Zone and Sonic Mania. I think they had an idea for a desert level. And I know Mirage Saloon Zone was kind of based on like assets of an old level, if I remember correctly. In Sonic, I'm talking about the level in Sonic Mania. That's where a lot of this stuff looks like it's from. It's from that stage in Sonic Mania. But I should also mention, if you hit this picture, put this code in and get to this picture, you also do something else. It'll take you to the stage select screen for whatever reason. And if you put in the stage, you unlock debug mode. This is how you unlock debug mode in Sonic CD. You have to put in that code in the extra menu and look at the pictures, get the secret, and now you can just play around in debug mode. This isn't the only one that does debug mode, but this is one of them. But yeah, you just go in here, you can, plant a bunch of monitors or whatever in this here and just get as much stuff as you want to. Debug mode's always fun to play through, or just play around in, because the level itself becomes a playground at that point, and it's kind of cool. I've always liked messing around in debug mode. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You can turn yourself into items and just plant a bunch of items here. There was a monitor there for Supersonic. It doesn't work in Sonic CD, obviously, because Supersonic doesn't exist in Sonic CD. This is that monitor I'm talking about. You hit this, nothing happens, because Supersonic doesn't exist in Sonic CD. But yeah, that's debug mode. There's another picture that unlocks debug mode that you have to put in. But yeah, that was one of the picture codes you had to put in order to get debug mode to activate in Sonic CD. I know a lot of people said, oh, debug mode doesn't exist in Sonic CD. No, it does. You just have to put this stuff in. Now here, we're going to put in number 12 for the first one and 11. And this brings you a picture. It says, see you next game. And it has Tails with a car. I think it says Judy Toyota at the bottom. I think that's the type of car this is. It's a Toyota. It just says, see you next game, because I think Sonic 2 is the next game afterwards. But I should also mention that this picture here also unlocks debug mode. If you have this picture show up in here and you go straight to level select afterwards, you can activate debug mode here too. So this is another one of those pictures that activates debug mode. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all the pictures, if I remember correctly, in Sonic CD that you can unlock with the level select, or not the level, the sound test that you unlock through the extras menu. I'm just going through all this stuff here. We're going to put a bunch of pass signs here. I like messing around with debug mode. There we go. I'm just going to go in the past here. There is something funny here that I wanted to show this off before we end it off. I time traveled going through that that little segment there. And that caused me to die. But it didn't... I didn't die. I'm still falling, as my X and Y coordinates obviously say, and I can still move around the bottom. And if I try to jump, I die more times. I'm just like zip-zapping through the stage and whatnot, and I go as far as I can, and I can't do anything else. I'm stuck at the bottom of the stage. So, don't use your time travel on that, like, 3D segment there. You'll just die, and every time you hit the jump button, you're just gonna get hit with the death noise. Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna show you guys the intro with the Japanese music now. And once we're done with that, I'm gonna go back. We're gonna end this episode. And with that, that is pretty much it for Sonic CD. We had a lot of stuff to go over in that one. I didn't realize that I had missed a bunch of stuff in this mode, in this game in particular, so I kind of rectified it in this episode. A lot of cool, like, hidden Easter egg stuff that you only get to do if you do a couple things in order. But anyways, in the next episode of Let's Play Sonic Origins Plus, it will, in fact, be the finale of this Let's Play. I have a couple other things I still have left to look at, but for the most part, it'll be just kind of like little things that I didn't really go over in the game. So with that, I'll see you guys in the finale of Let's Play Sonic Origins Plus. Take care, everybody.